Hey everybody, it's your buddy Beard Grizzly. Today we have something that's going to hopefully change the face of Destiny 2 and perhaps show us the true intention of those in charge over at Bungie. If you're not familiar with what's happening, here's the short version. A ton of content creators have been invited over to Bungie HQ with the intent of hosting another community summit. This is something that's been done in the past, but generally more as play events and very little else. This isn't something we have had with a lot of spoken word or community involvement before, but it's not something outside the norm for those that we've trusted with the voice of the community to get a head start on some of the content that we're about to dive into. Aside from the part of me that's incredibly jealous of not getting the opportunity to go out there, I still have a very important job and responsibility to you guys in order to bring you a little survey that's being put together by the heads of this community. Over on my Discord and elsewhere, I've been listening in and gathering up questions from this community in order to pass along your thoughts and a bit of my own to Mylan Games in hopes that we can get a more concise and on-point notion of what the lore community specifically is interested in seeing changed or improved. If you haven't picked up on it, Mylan Games is our lore representative, and I couldn't be happier by that point. Really, I could stop the video there and be done with it, but y'all know me better than that. Of course, I have some extra thoughts for you. Since I know there's a lot of people out there that are hurt by what's happened with Destiny 2, shunning the game off in its entirety, I thought we could talk about a couple notions that have been around the community, or old, tired phrases in particular. The moment I heard about this community summit, I knew it was going to be met, as it is everything that Bungie seems to do anymore, with a lot of hesitation and pushback. First off, to clear the air, I don't blame any of you for that. Bungie had a responsibility, be it to the ideas of a business or the ideas of a community, to make things work here. There very clearly was a disconnect with those that have been with the game for some time, new to the title with Destiny 2 being their first foray into the universe, or something altogether different. It's commonplace to have games falter and have their audiences fade. That's not something I think anyone can deny, and this constant conversation of "this game is dead now" is something I've heard since I was rather young. It's gonna happen, guys. Not everyone still plays Mega Man X anymore, for Pete's sake. I mean, I still play it yearly, but that's not the point. Still, with games even like World of Warcraft seeing lower subscriber numbers, Call of Duty and Battlefield titles seeing lower than normal numbers per installment, and other titles that just haven't performed as well as expected over even the last several years. It's not like this is anything new. This is the industry. If you really do feel that breaking down a game's enjoyment level is directly affecting of its player base, however, then I can't stop you. I just find that to be a poor reason to not enjoy something you otherwise would. Destiny 2 is a bit of a special case, however. It has a rather large number of installs out there, with some estimates claiming around 3.5 million units worldwide. But the digital age makes it tough to say what exactly was sold. I only bring this up to showcase how many copies are out there and that there's a lot of possible community members to reach out to, old and new alike. Anyway, before it seems like I'm getting too tangential, just know that I understand the amount of you that feel slighted. In that same feeling, however, I know there's many of you that are still enjoying yourselves, regardless of what the outcry has been, and that there's still many interested in what's happening with the game. If I didn't think that, I wouldn't have this channel still going in the direction that I've been taking it. That's just a fact. And for that reason, I think that's why some of you are interested in what's going on with this summit, and why the lore community as a whole isn't leaving you out on your rears with zero input from you specifically. The goal is to simply break Bungie with the amount of replies and thoughts that we can scrounge up for this survey, making sure they understand there is a part of their community that craves more of the content they're producing, but to do it in a way that's conducive of open thinking, character, and world development. The current measure is leaving a lot to be desired, not fulfilling certain stories that those are interested in hearing about, though even as someone that wants to see more and more of these stories, I know for a fact it's going to be difficult, perhaps nigh impossible, to bring up all of them we want to hear about. But I remember how I acted when we finally got some information on Aphrodite, And this is one of those cases where there are plenty of other stories that need mentioning, ones that really brought the community together and had us rally behind a similar banner. You all know some of the ones I'm thinking of, or perhaps you have a different display and thought than my own, but I'm not going to say what I'm thinking they are. That's up to you to recall those stories, the ones that really impacted you. That's part of what this survey is here to do. Take a look over the past 3, almost 4 years of Destiny's universe cycle so far. Look into your own likes of characters, stories, or otherwise. Express those back to Mylan so that he can compile these answers and slap them on the table in front of Deej, Cosmo, or whoever else is at the summit table to show just how big and interested this community is. Also, don't read too far into what I just said. Just go with it, okay? Ultimately, I want to make sure everyone is given a chance to voice their concerns and opinions here, to make sure that you all have a voice. Plus, that we did our best in presenting any information we can to Bungie and voice our thoughts towards them, which is the most important thing right now. Perhaps for some of you this might be the last chance to see what they can do, but with current release times of the next DLC, I would expect a lot of this involvement to be in the next major DLC release, not DLC 2, or given to us over time. I'd really hope more for the latter, really, but without the input given in a blunt manner at the summit, I don't think it really matters as far as the timetable at this point. Anyway, that's where I'm going to leave this. The survey is in the description below, and hopefully I'll have remembered to pin a comment with it in there as well, and you're all welcome to submit something. Seriously, your voice is extremely important to this, and if nothing else, just to show Bungie the amount of people that are willing to speak out on this topic, something we're all passionate in. If you have any overall hope or care for Destiny 2 or the universe as a whole, then now is your time to express it. If you have any individual concerns, let me know in the comments below, along with any thoughts you may have. I'll talk to you guys again soon. My already stretched thin timetables are already being pulled further thanks to this community summit, making sure Mylan doesn't stress out too much. Thank you all for your patience with me. Until next space time, take care.